All right, so today I want to share something that I often hear online where people say you need to follow your passion when it comes to starting a business, and that is going to be the best way to start a business. I believe that is false. I don't believe that to be true. Today I'm going to share 9 reasons why. This might be a bit controversial. Some people don't agree with me, others do. I will just explain my point of view on this, and then from there, I'm going to allow you to just basically make your own opinion on this. But I have a very strong belief that you should not follow your passion when it comes to business, and today I'll share 9 reasons why. Number one, it gets cause and effect backwards. Okay, passion often develops after mastery, not before. And according to Angela Duckworth's research, she's a psychologist, a science author. She wrote the book Grit. She explains that passion emerges from repeated practice and competence. Okay, so typically you only become passionate about something once you become really good at it. She explains the process of becoming passionate about something in 4 stages. Okay, so stage 1 is you get exposure to the activity, and typically it's by chance. Okay, a friend might have introduced you to a specific topic, or you just heard about it, you saw a YouTube video. So, for example, when I started door knocking, this is basically me exposing myself to sales. Okay, I've never sold anything before. I've never done sales. And by chance, this one day I went to one of my classrooms in college, and there was a little piece of paper that was advertising a door knocking job position. And it was like, learn how to sell, make X amount of money during the summer. So it was by chance that I discovered sales and door knocking specifically. From there, stage 2 is deliberate practice builds skill. Obviously, at the beginning, even though today I'm very passionate about sales, back then I wasn't good at it. I never sold anything before. So of course, why would I be passionate about sales if I've never done it before? Okay, and with practice, so I was door knocking about 100 doors every single day for like 4 or 5 months. By the end of it, I started developing the skill and I became pretty good at it, which leads me to stage 3, which is a recognition of value in the skill. So at the end of the season, I realized I'm like, hey, I'm pretty good at sales. Okay, and then from there, that's when the passion comes into play, and it deepens as you continue to master the skill, which is very true for me. So again, at the beginning, I was accidentally or by chance exposed to door knocking, which is sales. From there, I practiced. By the end of it, I realized, hey, I'm pretty good at selling. And from there, I just continued developing the skill. And today, I absolutely love sales. It's my number one passion. But I'm only passionate about it because I'm really good at it, and I know what I'm doing. And had I not gone through these stages, and had I made a decision where it's like, okay, I'm only going to do something that I'm passionate about, I never would have done sales because I never did it. Of course, I'm not passionate about it because I'm not good at it and I've never done it before. So people don't start out passionate, they become passionate after they get good at something. Okay, this is what she explains, which I 100% agree with her. Reason number 2, it's too vague and unrealistic. Okay, so not everyone has a clear passion, and many people don't even know what they like. Okay, like many people will 1 month enjoy one thing, the next month they'll like something else. So it's very hard to have a clear passion about something, given that the things that you probably enjoyed doing when you were younger, like 12 years old, is not going to be the same things that you enjoy doing at 25 versus you at 40 years old. Okay, so your passion, it changes, it's vague, it's not clear, it's all over the place. It's easier to evaluate your skills rather than your personal preference. So screw what you enjoy doing, but rather focus on what are you good at? What are the skills that you have that you want to develop and become a master in? For example, Bill Gates, he experimented with various fields before getting into tech. Action leads to clarity. By trying things, you find what you're good at. So again, going back to the door knocking example, had I never taken that position and started door knocking, I never would have discovered that I'm good at selling. Liking something doesn't make you good at it. So passion doesn't equate to skill or market demand. For example, many gym influencers, they love fitness, they love going to the gym, they love working out, but it doesn't mean that they can run a profitable coaching fitness business. Okay, how many people do you see on Instagram trying to grow their personal brand when it comes to fitness and they never make it? Okay, just because you're good at working out does not mean you can run influencing a coaching business. Having a passion for an activity doesn't mean you can monetize it. It's better to develop valuable skills that have a clear market need. So ask yourself, what does the market want, and how can I develop the skills to fulfill those needs? Which is why I love marketing, because every single business needs marketing. They need more leads, customers, more money. So if you can develop your skills in fulfilling the needs of the market, that's when you can monetize it and make lots of money. And again, as you become better at those skills, the passion will follow. Step number 4, passion tends to skip the hard work. All right, people like to associate passion with doing something they enjoy doing. And just because you are passionate about something does not mean that it's going to suck and it's going to become hard work. And I think people associate passion with me wanting to start a business around my passion because it's something that they enjoy doing and it doesn't feel like work. But me being good at sales does not mean I love doing sales every single day. Okay, again, door knocking 100 doors for 4 months was not fun. Okay, mastery requires deliberate practice, which is often tedious. For example, Olympic athletes, they have to do repetitive work and training. They might be passionate about their sport, but I mean, every day they have to train for hours and hours. Like, of course, eventually it doesn't become fun anymore. So it still requires hard work. So people believe if they do their passion, it's not going to be as hard to do, which is often not true. So when they do follow their passion and they start working towards something and they realize, hey, this is still very difficult, typically that's going to hold them back from continue working on the business because they're going to be like, oh, well, I guess I'm not passionate about this, so I'll do something else. Passion doesn't remove the need for discipline. Okay, so you need to be disciplined in whatever you do, whether you're passionate about the thing or not. It creates false expectations, which kind of leads to the next point. Work is not always fun, and passion is not going to change that. Okay, never turn something you love into your job because it will feel like work. So using, let's say, the fitness example, like people wanting to become influencers and start a coaching business. If you enjoy working out, you enjoy going to the gym, training, looking at yourself in the mirror, seeing your progress, all of these things. If you turn that into a job, now your gym becomes, okay, I need to go in there, I need to set up a tripod, I need to record myself, I have to make sure the angles are good, lighting is good, I have to make sure there's not too many people around, I don't want people to look at me, so now I'm stressed out when I'm working out, everyone's staring at me, why is he recording? So it's slowly, like, your passion slowly becomes a job and you start to not enjoy the core activity of why you were passionate about fitness in this example. Okay, so no matter what you do, I believe that if you turn your passion into a job, then you will slowly lose touch with this passion and it will just become work. Okay, and then from there, again, it goes back to my previous point where as soon as you start feeling like work, then you're like, okay, this is probably not my passion because it's hard work and I don't want to do this. Step number 6, it ignores financial realities. So just because you love something doesn't mean it will pay the bills. High supply of passion-driven careers equals a low financial return. So example, acting, singing, painting. How many people do you know in American Idol who are very passionate about singing and they want to start a career in it, but they never make it because they don't have the skill? Okay, so just because you love something does not mean you can monetize it and make money from it. Instead, pursue a financially viable skill and enjoy hobbies on the side. Step number 7, it misses other important life factors. So job satisfaction isn't just about passion. It's about having money, having a good work environment, and recognition of purpose. And here I have a quote from Sharon. For those that don't know, he was an investor. He used to work in Goldman Sachs. He said, in my 20s, I thought success was about a destination. So right now, if you're just starting out and you're younger, you're probably saying to yourself, even me, I still do this today. I want to get a Lamborghini. I want to get the nicest house. I want to do this. I want to make this much money. So it's the destination. It's the ending. In my 30s, I realized it was about the journey. So once you get those things, you realize, okay, it's not actually getting the AMG. It's all the years and the hard work and the process I had to put into place to make it happen. So the journey. And then in my 40s, this is what he says. Obviously, I'm not in my 40s. He says, I realize it's about the company. So the mission, like what is the impact of what you're doing? What is the impact that it's having on people and society around you? Okay, so it's not just about passion. Step number 8, or reason number 8, sorry. It doesn't adapt to life changes. So I kind of went over this, but interest changes over time. What you loved at 12 is different from what you're going to love at 40. And the world also changes. So what if your passion is outdated? Okay, so let's say back in the day, you were really passionate about designing MySpace pages. Okay, you might be extremely passionate about it, but if you still only fixate on your passion, then today you'd be completely screwed, because obviously there's not a demand for that today. Okay, so a rigid attachment to passion can limit future opportunities. Reason number 9, sorry, which is a big one. When you follow your passion, it's self-focused instead of other-focused. People who serve others are often happier and more fulfilled. Okay, and then there's an effect that's called the martyrdom. People can endure more pain if they believe it benefits others. So imagine you're like strapped up to a chair and someone's gonna beat you with a stick or something, okay? If he starts beating you with a stick, after a couple of swings, you're gonna be like, okay, this is too much, like, please stop. If you're tied up to a chair and one of your loved ones is right in front of you and they're also tied up to a chair, and this person tells you, I'm gonna have to beat someone with this stick, it's either gonna be you or your loved one. In that case, you're gonna be like, okay, I will take all the hits. Just leave that person alone. And you can endure that pain way more because you know you're doing it not necessarily to get away from it, but just to protect others. Okay, so true purpose comes from making a difference and not self-indulgence. So when you think about others and you work to fulfill and serve other people instead, there's lots of research that explains that you're often happier and more fulfilled. So, what to do instead of following your passion? I have a couple of steps here. I'm not going to go through everything. Of course, you guys will have access to this document, but start with curiosity, not passion. So explore things that interest you. Okay, even mildly, passion builds over time. Embrace the learning process. So understand that everything comes with a learning process. Okay, it's not supposed to be easy from day one. Leverage your existing abilities. So if you are skillful at something and you do believe there's a market demand for it, then leverage that. Commit to the process. So once you pick something, go all in. Don't start jumping from one thing to the other. Set realistic expectations. So you're not going to become the best closer next week. Consider financial viability. So choose paths with earning potential. Okay, and if two paths are equal, follow the money. Always follow the money. That's the most important thing. Change your environment. Surround yourself with people who push you forward. Find an environment that provides you feedback loops for growth. So by joining this community, you have done this. So you are in an environment with other entrepreneurs, people who want to start an online business. Allow passion to evolve. So just understand that passion will eventually come as you become better at the skill. So as your business grows, as you start making more money, you will become more passionate about running the business. And connect work to service. So focus on how your work can benefit others instead of benefiting yourself. When you have that shift, you will see the work becomes way more fulfilling, and it becomes, you don't reach this milestone because it will happen once you start making money, where it's like, okay, I make enough money for myself, like I don't need to do this anymore, like I can just stop. But when you work for other people, then at that point the work never stops. Okay, because at this point it's not about you, it's about other people. So the more people I can serve, the more people I can help, the more fulfilled I become. And then the more fulfilled you become, the more passionate you become about what you do. Okay, so passion often grows when you see the impact of what you do. I know, at least for me, this was very true. When I had my agency, I was helping plumbers and these local businesses help grow. But it wasn't until I started my coaching business where I would see people who were like 16, 17, people in their 20s who working their 9-to-5s, they would tell me, Oliver, I absolutely hate what I do. Like, I really don't see myself doing this for the rest of my life. I want to get out of this life as soon as possible. And next thing I know, within a few months, they send me a message saying, thank you, Oliver, I quit my job. And now I'm running a full-time business. And I can travel, I can do all of these things. I can make as much money as I want. And that is where I got my passion for coaching. Okay, it's not the actual coaching and sitting on coaching calls that I become passionate. Okay, like I love you guys, but it's not me spending hours and hours speaking with someone that makes my passion. My passion comes from when I see someone have a huge transformation in their life and the impact that I had in that. Okay, so Again, passion is the byproduct, not the starting point. Instead of chasing passion, develop valuable skills, commit to the process, and serve others. Passion isn't something you follow, it's something you earn through competence and meaningful work. The key to real success isn't loving what you do. At the start, it's learning to love what you become great at. Okay, so I hope this cleared up some things. I hope you learned maybe a thing or two, or just understand how I feel about the whole follow your passion in business. As usual, if ever you have any questions about this and you want to talk about it, send me a message. Otherwise, I will give you access to this document so you'll be able to read through everything. And I know in this video I kind of went quick. I don't want to make this video 50 minutes long. You'll be able to go through everything and just read and see it for yourself and see my point of view on this common thing that we often hear in entrepreneurship or really just anything in life. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. Appreciate you watching, and we'll see each other in the next video.